Asuma korende moyo enagikumu
Welcome to the youngest nation on earth, South Sudan. It's vast and untapped, a country born of war. We're on our way to see a young musician who's singing for peace.
Music to me is very, very important. You know, one day, peace will be here.
He calls himself WJ, the King. He's a reggae superstar in South Sudan.
We need peace in our country. We need love. I said we need love. We need peace in our country. We need love.
We really want our generation to have a good, better future. We will stop this fighting and peace will come in this land.
WJ's crew is taking to the streets. This is concert promotion South Sudanese style. There aren't many newspapers out here in the town of Tarit, and most people can't read anyway. So it's word of mouth.
I think young people has a great role to play in promoting peace in South Sudan. And what I've been seeing lately, young people that have shown that they really need peace. They don't need any other wars or any violence. They really need peace.
Young people make up more than 70% of the population in South Sudan. What's happened to their country is a tragedy. The South Sudanese spent more than 20 years fighting against the North for independence. More than 2 million lives were lost.
Just tell them we need peace, peace, peace.
They won their freedom in 2011. But soon afterwards, they started killing each other in a bloody civil war of tribe against tribe, faction against faction. Millions of young lives have been shattered along the way. Have you been frustrated by what's happening?
So much, very frustrated. Not only me, I think most of the youth and the people of South Sudan, they are so frustrated.
After years of suffering, a concert like this is a big deal. It's a rare chance for young people to have fun. For WJ, it's showtime.
People are always excited when they see an artist singing in front of them. Yeah, they enjoy the music and they feel they're really free to express themselves.
Daniel Mwaka is WJ's manager and the promoter of the show. He wants South Sudan's new wave of musicians to be heard around the globe.
They will view South Sudan as a country that's full of negative things, full of violence, wars, death, hunger. So that's what the media always report about South Sudan. But I think if they are to look at the positive side, that also there are good music in South Sudan, there is good culture, there is something good that can come out of that situation, of course we'll be exposed. We have a story to tell to the world. Okay.
In South Sudan, people love music. They love music so much. So much. And music have changed our people.
The concert is a race against the sunset. There's not enough electricity for lights, so when the sun eventually goes down, the show is over. The town of Tirit holds a lot of history for WJ. This is where he grew up. His mother sang in the local church choir. WJ learnt music by ear. Amazing place. You can see some bullet holes there?
Yeah, there's some bullet, yeah. The reason why I brought you guys here in this church, because I start my music in the church. Through my mom. I used to play around, running when they are singing there. Always good music come from the church.
The war came to Tirit when WJ was 7. He was separated from his parents in the chaos of gunfire. He ran one way, they ran the other.
Difficult time because you're in the bush, no school, no hospital, no anything. Can you believe that a man like me now, I cannot read? All because I'm in the bush. So what I want to tell them is that let them not give up from school. When you got opportunity for you to go to school, go to school. And if you do not get opportunity for you to go to school, still you have the knowledge, the one God give it to you. Use it in the good way. Use it in the right way. Don't put yourself down that because I did not go to school now, I'm useless, I'm nobody. No. You need to stand and see what is happening.
Even now, WJ can't read the lyrics of his own songs. Instead, he remembers them by heart. Almost 3/4 of people in South Sudan are illiterate. And just like WJ, their homes and families have been shaken again and again by the war.
Peace is like an egg. You need to handle it well. Because when you don't handle it well, you leave it, something will happen, but still you go back. So we don't want that thing to happen again. We don't want to lose our people again.
This is WJ's father, Augustine. They were separated for more than 20 years. Each didn't know if the other was still alive. Later, WJ's father even attended one of his concerts, not knowing his son was on stage.
I'm happy
You're really happy?
Happy, very
So you
well
didn't
happy.
know that it was your son?
I don't know. I don't know.
What a surprise, huh? It's taken years for WJ's family members to find each other again. The war scattered them from one side of the country to another. His sister lost her leg when she was shot at the age of 7. His grandmother lost her sight because of a lack of medical care. Their story is the story of so many families in South Sudan.
This time is time for us to be together, to unite our hand. This is what we want here. But it's a matter of time. Peace will be here.
The atmosphere is still uncertain. Fighting can break out again at any time. Families are always ready to run, to take cover. 20% have been forced to flee their homes because of the war. WJ's mission is to get his music to the people.
Let's love one another. Peace and harmony in our land, South Sudan.
But that's tough in a country where there are few roads and few guarantees. The best way to spread the message is to take to the airwaves. The radio has become a lifeline.
Peace! On 98.6 in Juba, 98.8 in Torit.
This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
It is now 29 minutes past 12 o'clock. A very good afternoon to you. Now, this one also here coming up next is a song I picked up on my request lines.
I have a message from my people. I want to send it out to my leaders. I've got a message from my people.
South Sudan's first independent broadcaster is spreading news and music.
The Soul Date on iRadio.
This is Throwback.
iRadio began back in 2010 with foreign funding. It's now in local hands.
This is Throwback. Great music. All dudes love this.
iRadio is run 100% by South Sudanese employees, journalists, administrators, and even the cleaners. 100% South Sudanese content. We give them what they need. You know, this radio station is 24/7. You have to feed it. You have to feed it with information.
All we need, equal rights and justice, to be free from wars and corruption. Human rights, stand up for your right, for the future of a youngest nation.
Most of the broadcasters are under the age of 35. They're risking their lives to deliver the news. Some young journalists have already been threatened, beaten and killed for simply doing their job.
I can say it's like most people who commit this crime against journalists, it's like they are above the law. Nobody prosecute them, nobody take them to court. They are not held accountable. You walk outside there, anyone can just pull his gun and just shoot you. So I normally joke with my colleague and tell them, guys, we are walking dead, really dead people, because anyone can be shot.
It's no wonder security is so tight here. 9 South Sudanese journalists have lost their lives in the past 2 years. The latest, 32-year-old John Gatloak, shot dead by soldiers last month. His youngest child was born the day after he died.
Nobody knows who killed them. There's no investigation that has been done, or if there's any investigation that has been done, it has not been made public, and they just die like that.
Tashloy Yong is one of iRadio's big stars. He doesn't let the fear of attacks get the better of him. If he could broadcast 24 hours a day, he would.
In fact, if I can get a show that is from 6 to 6, I would love to have that, because the people are so hungry for information in this country, you know? People really need information. People need to know, especially like with the peace agreement being signed. I feel that South Sudanese need to know every bit of that agreement. What does it mean?
Teshloy is only 27 years old. Like many other young people, he's frustrated by the cycle of war and poverty that's left his country broken.
I am Sulomex, Tutu Baby, and it's busy. And then at number 1 is Kafukele by WJ.
And never let me down. Never turn you back to me.
I feel like if I would have a big microphone that I can be able to address all the people of South Sudan and tell them, now, don't you see how the world is progressing? I wish like I could ask this question to every South Sudanese and tell them, while you are busy dividing yourselves, while you're busy trying to stand along ethnic lines, don't you see the world is progressing? You would be the only people who are left behind.
He co-hosts the afternoon program called Sundown. Back in 2014, he had to flee to neighbouring Uganda for 6 months because he received death threats for broadcasting the news.
Welcome to the Sundown Show. On this show, we bring you the movers and shakers of South Sudan and the world over.
And to begin with, we have a guest in the studio, Ms. Sally Sarah, a journalist from Australian Broadcasting Corporation, and she's doing a program currently here in South Sudan with the title Foreign Correspondent. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. We'd read and seen a lot about iRadio from a long distance in Australia, and we're very impressed by that. And it takes a lot of courage in other places to do that story when you worry about your family or your own safety. So it's hugely important. And you know, I salute those young people who are doing that job. It's great.
And in other stories tonight on the show, we ask, how can the Peace and Reconciliation Commission enforce?
Young listeners are tuning in to learn more.
Across the country, since the transitional government of national unity has now been... A huge number of the youth were the ones that were actually driving the war. And that is because they were not educated. They are not aware of what they're doing. They're just told that this community has done this, and in return, we have to revenge. So first of all, I think if we really need to include the youth into taking this country into a new direction, I think we need to educate them first, and then the rest will be easy.
But more than half of the children in South Sudan have never set foot in a classroom. Instead, many are continuing the cycles of violence that go back for generations. Young men will even kill each other over cattle.
So you'll find this community will go take 1,000 cattle from this community. This other community will not forget. What they do is wait, rearm themselves, reorganize themselves, and go. You know, and the problem is that within the process, people die.
It's not just community against community, but tribe against tribe. There are more than 60 tribal groups in South Sudan. The two largest, the Dinkas and the Nuer, have a history of killing each other by the thousands. They mark their young warriors with distinctive scars. Teshloy lives in one of the most dangerous districts of Juba. Dozens of people were killed here during the tribal killings of December 2013. So this area during the fighting was very, very dangerous for newer people like you?
Exactly. Only that, well, for me it was different because I am not marked, so...
You don't have the scars
exactly.
on your forehead?
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
So it was easy for me to come and pick relatives from around here and take them to the POC. If you hear about people died in Juba, this is the main place.
You know, during the day on the radio station, you're doing stories about the peace agreement, and yet there are members of your own family who are living in one of these camps because they're too frightened to come home.
Well, I would say everything comes at a gradual process. The peace, as you're seeing, it is coming slowly.
The deadly tribal and political violence broke out yet again last month. Hundreds of people were slaughtered. Thousands of others ran for their lives. This is what fear looks like on a huge scale. Almost 40,000 people are crammed into this camp in the capital, Juba. Many have been here for more than 2 years. This place is a POC, a protection of civilians site. It's run by the United Nations and it's become home to thousands of South Sudanese who are still unable to return to their villages and towns because of insecurity. 23-year-old Charity tries to get by selling cakes in the makeshift market. She has 2 mouths to feed, 4-year-old Dawid and a 4-month-old daughter. The baby girl is named after the United Nations mission here, known as UNMISS. Charity's house is only a couple of kilometres from the camp, but she's too scared to go home because she fears fighting can start again at any time. There are more than 1.6 million internally displaced people, or IDPs, within South Sudan. More than 640,000 others are refugees in neighbouring countries. Even if the fighting and tensions stop tomorrow, it could be another 2 years before people return home. South Sudan should be one of the richest countries in Africa. It has fertile ground and the mighty River Nile. But less than 2% of the land is cultivated, and more than 2.8 million people go hungry. War and uncertainty have put the nation on hold. David Adong is one of the millions trying to scratch a living.
The children at the moment is worse than ever. They can eat once a day, from morning until sunset. There's nothing, just once a day. They're just lying on the ground. They sleep. I, as a father, I'm not feeling okay. When the children are lying on the ground and so on, they give me distress. You cannot do anything. What can you do? You sit down and you pray to God.
David's family is going backwards. He can read and write, but his children cannot. All the local schools have been closed for months because the government has failed to pay teachers' salaries. Foreign donors are threatening to turn off the tap. The United States has poured more than $1.6 billion into the country in the past 3 years, but there's not much to show for it.
The future of my family, actually, if I'm still in South Sudan, I will never be developed. I will never be developed, even especially these young generations who come tomorrow. Me, I will go, but what about those children who are coming for the future?
More than 80% of people in South Sudan live in basic conditions like this. Less than 1% even have a bank account. Most just survive from day to day.
Hunger always is not like a gun. You can shoot a gun, so people will run away. But the hunger, it is the worst thing ever.
Back in the capital, Juba, life is harsh too. Inflation is running at 300%. Many petrol stations are dry despite South Sudan's massive oil reserves. And corruption is swallowing billions of dollars.
Greed is high greed is high. Even when we talk of corruption, it is a form of greed, really.
James Wani Iga was a military commander in the South's war against the North. He now says he's an advocate for peace and development.
I know how destructive the war is. I've tasted it for 21 years, so I know, and having experienced the post-war as a child.
But independence has brought little relief for the people. Many of their leaders who helped win the War of Independence have failed to make the transition from soldiers to responsible politicians. Why have no politicians been convicted of corruption if this problem's very deep? Why is justice not coming there?
Well, this is a good question, actually. Like in any other third world country where there is no system, corruption is high, but we are determined to fight it, but it will need time to totally... No, there is no country in the world which has 100% erased corruption.
The young voices of peace are growing louder in South Sudan. They want their leaders to stop fighting, stop stealing, and start running the country.
Adana taita baning, mina sumakala mbatal iya zaman, ya kwana baba yawe, ai yawe, anina bikorela ita baba tal sadunina.
Say, let me cry now through music. If my leaders will listen to me, tell that they are not seeing what is happening. People are dying all because of them.
I knew dom tenina bikubu, I knew yal tenina bimutu, I knew nina bes bigeni katulu badutanina barao kajunubin yakwanale. We need peace.
He has inspired a lot of people. Yeah, his music has got a meaning which can change people's minds.
The meanings of the songs actually is touching our heart. So we are happy for that.
There's a very funny thing with youth. They are able to listen to what their fellow youth are saying. Because when these old men come, you know, they're like, same old politicians. But when a young person comes, they want to listen. What is he trying to tell us? And I think that is a good thing that he is doing. He should continue doing that.
The day peace will be in South Sudan, the whole world will be happy. Because we lost a lot of our people.
We need peace in our country. We need love.